Hey, Truth Seekers, Zach here. Welcome back. I just did a post on Benjamin Netanyahu. He is supposed to visit Congress February 11th. Unprecedented. The leader of Israel, their prime minister, he has been invited to the United States of America's Congress by House Congress leader John Boehner. All this is just taking me back into how central Israel is to American politics. If you're not aware, every president, the first thing they do once they take office is they go before AIPAC, which is Israel's lobby. It's true for Obama, Bush, all of them. And if you look back about AIPAC, there was a story where even the media was trying to clue us in one night. They talked about how Hillary and Obama both disappeared for hours, and then it was told later that they were with AIPAC. This is Israel's lobby. So, with Benjamin Netanyahu coming to the United States, it reminds me of the War on Terror, and I'll show you just why, Truth Seeker. Let's start with the gematria of War on Terror. In Pythagorean gematria, war becomes 15, on is 11, terror is 40. Put it all together, War on Terror is 66. And as you know, 66 is coded into so many things. The other phrase that's also common is war on terrorism. That sums to 89. The word religion is 89. And when you think of the Bible, it is of 66 books. King James also sums to 89. Think about the King James version of the Bible. As for Israel, they use the Star of David as their symbol. Star of David sums to 11:9, a lot like the 11th day of September, September 11th. On that date, there was something called the Five Dancing Israelis who were arrested in New Jersey, detained, and then later sent back to Israel, where they went on their television program and said that they were sent to the United States to document the events of that day. Telling us what? That obviously Israel had some knowledge. They knew the attack was there that day. They knew it so well, they sent out a recording crew to document it. And, most of these stories, they've actually been let out there by the mainstream media, but never as a major focus, just kind of as a tease for people with open eyes. Also, Truth Seeker, on the Coptic calendar, the Old World calendar, September 11th is New Year's Day on that calendar. You can look this up. The word Coptic also has a gematria of 66. That's with simple English gematria. And again, that number 66, so important to this nation. So in the post I did earlier about Benjamin Netanyahu, I focused on 42 and 142. I'll point out that the word war with simple English gematria, I'll just write it up here, also sums to 42. It's 23 plus 1 plus 18 equals 42. War. War, sin, gun, three-letter words that equal 42. Let's check out Ehud Barak. I think of him right now, he was once upon a time what Benjamin Netanyahu is. On the day after September 11th, he was the first person to use the phrase war on terror, war on terrorism. He went on TV and said that the United States should declare a war on terrorism the day after September 11th. He was the first person to use that phrase. Ehud Barak, this man who used the phrase, was born Ehud Brog on February 12th, 1942. Emphasis on the year 42. His birth name also had a gematria of 42, but interestingly enough, he changed his name from Brog to Barak, which has a simple English gematria of 33. Remember, the name Kennedy can be 33 or 42 with Pythagorean gematria. So these leadership names, they cross oceans. They're on multiple continents. This is what I'm trying to show, Truth Seeker. I'm saying the New World Order is real. It's ran by the Freemasons, possibly others as well, but this numeric coding is their giveaway, and it shows the international conspiracy and just how well intertwined it is. Benjamin Netanyahu is going to visit the United States on the 42nd day of the year. And, anyway, in this post, I just documented some other curious numerology in gematria about this man. Let's go back in time and watch September 12th, 2001 news with Ehud Barak.
America has come under terrorist attack as never before, with the destruction of the World Trade Center in New York and other attacks on the Pentagon and State Department in Washington. Who could have done it? My guest today is the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak. Is the outrage in the US linked to the crisis in the Middle East? Ehud Barak, a very warm welcome to the program. Who could have possibly given the order for an attack on this scale?
Most probably, if I can guess, is a bin Laden organization or something of similar nature.
They have the capacity to order an attack. And
Remember, this is the day after September 11th. The bin Laden organization. Remember, the name Osama bin Laden with Pythagorean gematria sums to 47. With simple English gematria, it sums to 110. World Trade Centers 1 and 2 were 110 stories tall. Building 7, that fell 8 hours later in the day, was 47 floors tall. The buildings matched the name Osama bin Laden perfectly.
Carry it out on this scale, multi-locations inside the United States.
Yeah, they have, and we see the painful results of this capability.
But there's never been anything like it before.
Yeah, there had never been, but we are facing a growing wave of terror. Our hearts and souls are now with the American people and its leadership, and devastating, painful kind of consequences. But it is clear for several years that the mounting wave of terror should be tackled with. I believe, my judgment is that the only way to do it is by treating it the way our forefathers dealt with the piracy on the high seas, to see it as it really a global threat to our very way of life, to coordinate globally diplomatic, intelligence, and operational activities.
Yes, but we have open borders on a scale we never had when your forefathers were counteracting piracy.
Our forefathers just set a clear-cut rule, namely, pirates cannot land at any port or at any airport for this matter, and whoever is ready to host them is automatically isolating himself from the community of the world.
Mr. Barak, that's easy to say, but what this proves is that even the most powerful nation on earth is capable of being attacked by terrorists. Nobody is safe. You talk about the development of terrorism over the years, but this takes it onto a new plane, doesn't it?
Our whole civilization is
This is war, isn't it?
highly vulnerable to terrorist attacks as a result of its sophistication. It's clear, there is a clear need to launch a globally coordinated war against terror and its sources. And I believe that it should be led by the United States, the UK, Europe, and Russia. And I emphasize, and Russia.
Why? Why do you emphasize that?
Since they're facing fight.
There it was, Truth Seeker. A war on terrorism led by the United States, UK, Europe, and Russia, with emphasis on Russia. And right now we're at this part in the game where it seems like Russia's being brought more and more into the mix, as with the rest of Asia. And, you know, this is just the New World Order agenda, trying to all bring us into the same lies, cooperate towards the same lies. And really what these lies amount to is just the wasting of our times and lives, and the stealing of our worth. I mean, think about what we're doing in this world, Truth Seeker. We're being born into it. We're being forced to be educated in this certain way. Once we're of age, we're expected to earn, pay bills, and do it all while paying massive amounts of taxes to these governments that maintain these news networks, these narratives, these lies. And look at these people. They're just able to go in front of us and lie about horrible things, cool as cucumbers. And they're okay in doing it. This is Ehud Barak, the man who changed his name to a name that sums to 33. And here he is talking the day after, leading the way in what should be done about it. September 11th was a conspiracy of 33. In 1968, 33 years before September 11th, 911 was made the national emergency dialing code, World Trade Center construction began, and George W. Bush graduated from Yale in Skull and Bones. And what's George W. Bush's life number? Yes, it is 33, like so many of these world leaders. Also today, Truth Seeker, just also in today's headlines. Oh, shoot. I have the wrong thing up. But the Supreme Court had an outburst in there. Two unprecedented things happened today in this country. There was an outburst in the Supreme Court, a protest, and the leader of Israel has been invited to the country. And they're both coded with the same numerology, if you can believe it. Supreme Court equals 66 like War on Terror, and 42 was central in this major decision, Citizens United, that has allowed corporations to give unlimited spending to politicians, which is why since 2010 we've seen record spending in each election cycle on money spent on television and radio ads. And if you pay attention during that time of year, it gets sickening. I mean, every commercial really is like one hate ad after another, and it's just unbelievable to witness. It's as unbelievable as this war on terror. The day I heard about this, I said, how can you have a war on terrorism? That doesn't make any sense. Terrorism's a response. Terrorism's something you do if you don't have the resources to fight something much bigger. And you simply put cannot have a war against that. Sam. Here's Uncle Sam. Sam's another 33 words. So, of course, the 33 would want you for the war on terror. Remember, if you write out 33, it sums to 66. We live in a matrix code of numbers, Truth Seeker. We're not simulations like computers, but we live in a world where they've tried to build a simulation around us. And we become trapped in that simulation because we don't resist it. And that's what this is about, learning how to resist it. See how to resist it, to explain others how to resist it, to see it. Hope you're seeing it, Truth Seeker. All right, until next time.